I heard a great line from somebody once who said that we finally got our sales to the level that we can manage them. Do you understand what it means? That's what you're doing. You're managing, you've got enough sales, you're busy, you're doing your thing, right? And there's nothing wrong with that unless you want to grow your business.
And that's where the expanding came in, because I guess I'm the conservative one.
Do you want to grow your business?
I do.
How big do you want it to be? You have to answer that question. And you guys as partners need to answer that question, and you have to be on the same page. Because if he's trying to build the mothership and you're just happy, you know, planting a garden, there's nothing wrong with making a great living and hiring a few people and doing really well. There is nothing wrong with that. It is a different business path than somebody who says, I want to have the biggest, best mortgage brokerage company in the world, and I'm going to do it from Halifax, Nova Scotia, which is possible, but it just is a different path, right? So you have to be really clear on what it is you want to do, and you have to agree. You guys, if you're partners, right? Do you agree on this point? It's really important. What do you want to be? And then move towards it. What does success look like? What does it look like for you? Sounds like it might be a little different than what it looks like for him. When you say your Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, everything's linked and connected, that's not necessarily a good thing. That's a lazy thing. Okay?
I haven't done that yet.
But remember that, because just simply because you put it on Twitter and now you can go, oh, see, I'm on Facebook too. That's becoming more and more of a no-no, because people don't want to read the same things on, you know, the Facebook user is a different person than the Twitter user. Or they might be the same person, but they expect different communication. So brands are acting more like people, and people are acting more like brands. So think of it that way. And I think you need to, Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and any of those social networks aren't advertising, they are marketing. Okay, so separate marketing from advertising. Marketing is taking your brand and making sure amplifying it across all of the different channels that are available to you. Advertising is paid for media, where you're getting, whether it's radio or print or outdoor or TV, that's advertising. Social media is its own, unless you're buying ads on social media, and then it's going to be characterized as advertising. Otherwise, it's just marketing of your brand.
My number one headache, keeping good employees. Any good tips on keeping good employees?
Everybody in business says it'd be a great business if it wasn't for the people, right? It's hard. But again, you can't be everybody's friend that works for you. Start there. Like, you're not going to be everybody's friend, and don't try to be their friend. They look to you for leadership. They don't look to you for friendship. And so leading them is really important, and giving them purpose and clear direction and rewarding them when they do what they're supposed to be doing and making them feel like they're part of a team. That's what running a business is about. Saying, let's come to the house to have a beer and, you know, let me talk. It's great. You're going to have a lot of friends, but they're not going to, you'll never be able to push them and discipline them and help steer them, because they're going to become more friend than they are employee. I don't believe, and I think when you're in a small business, it's really easy to get in that trap of being everybody's friend.
You want them to like you. I think
You're grateful that they're there. Mm-hmm.
And I remember being on the other side of the coin, where everyone nitter-nattered about the boss all the time. And now when you're on the other side, it sure changes things.
Be transparent. You do want them to like you. You just don't want to be their best friend. So, you know, you want them to like you, but you need them to respect you. Right? So respect is incredibly important, and respect comes from clear direction and purpose. And so, I don't know, like, you're going to have to fire some people, and it sucks. And you're going to have to make some decisions that people are underperforming, and that is hard. And you're going to have to tell people that you don't have enough money to pay them this month, and that's difficult. But be transparent and be obvious, and make sure they understand why, and make sure they know where they're headed.
I've seen with some people emails that will say, you know, I respond twice a day. How do you approach managing, you know, that flood of emails that comes in?
I have instituted years ago in my company a 411, 611, and 911 philosophy, okay? So the subject line, if it says 411, it means it's for information only, which means I can read it whenever I want, and it doesn't have to be acted on at that time. 611 is, you need to read this, and I'm going to need an answer from you relatively quickly. And 911 is, you better read this right now, because I need an answer right now. And that type of structure helps me internally with my team because I can't possibly keep up with all the emails, right? So now there's a way to kind of help prioritize it, that a clear language that we all understand and we all use. Come on, when you're looking at an email, should I really answer this right now? Is this really important, or should I put it aside?
One of our biggest challenges is working out who does what and the time management thing. How do you discern what's the most important thing to get off your desk in a day, and how, if you've got, all of a sudden you've got 3 things that are really equally important, how do you make that decision to get the first one off your desk?
I don't believe all customers are created equally.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, the time and energy that you'll put on a file that'll make you $5 is probably more than the time and energy you're going to put on a file that'll make you $500. And the relationship you can build with the one that'll make you $500 is probably more valuable than the one that made you $5. So not that you shouldn't treat everybody fairly and the same in terms of the caliber of the work. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm saying that you have to kind of prioritize to the one that you think is going to build the long-term value for your business. And you have to think about the values of your business and line up with that. So work for people that you want to work for. Do work hard for them, and you'll start to see that the other people tend to fall off, right? When you're an entrepreneur, you're so hungry for new business and you're so desperate for it, and you don't want to turn anything down, because if it's got a pulse, you want to work for it, right? You know, like, okay, can you fog the mirror? Well, and the problem is that you really are harming your business. You have to be very purposeful about what business you take on. It's one of the first things you need to think about.
How can we go about making contact with the executives who are in charge of the big nursing homes and approach them to purchase in bulk our DVDs for all of their recreation programs?
The marketing advice I'll give you is that you should always know your audience, right? And your audience are busy CEOs. The people you're talking about are not going to take the time to figure out whether your DVDs are what they need down the chain in terms of their operations. They've got people that they have put in charge of that, whether they're purchasing departments or whether they're the entertainment operations managers or whatever they are. So, and most of these places like Chartwell, if something does really well in one home, they will tell their peer in the other homes, and they will spread the word. Make sure you're putting your energy and your effort into things that are going to give you maximum return. And so think about kind of when everything you should do should be really focused on getting the most out of it for your business. So don't spend an hour doing anything that you don't think you can measure in terms of what the return of it is.
What are some of the marketing mistakes that you may recall that small businesses make?
Number one is not being clear on where you're headed and just kind of doing these random acts of activity. You need to think about, am I busy just doing work? Super busy, I'm so busy I can't, everybody says that, but was it effective? Were you doing what you needed to do? So knowing where you want to head is number one. Number two is making sure that you put everything, whether it's your customers or the people you hire, through that filter. Are these the right customers for me if that's what I want to build? Are these the right staff for me if this is what I want to build? Am I being purposeful about what I'm growing here? Or are you just doing? This isn't about just doing. This is about being very clear. And I see more and more small and medium-sized businesses fail because they don't have the right financial structure in place. So they're not well capitalized or capitalized enough. They don't know how to read a balance sheet. They don't even know what a balance sheet is. They don't understand how to think about everything they're doing in the context of what they're trying to build. They're just busy doing. And they don't sit down and in partnerships and agree on what success looks like. Those are over and over and over again the same things I see.